when the attacker or the assailant approaches the target, whether you just stood up in base like you learned, whether you're walking peacefully down the street, they want to subdue you, grab you, control you. There are many ways of doing that. They can grab you by the throat, they can grab you by the hair, they can grab you around the waist. All these will be covered in the course, and we'll talk about that later. But we want to talk about a very, very common scenario, and that is grab you by the wrist.
Right, like we were just doing.
Now, obviously, to pull you could work. They can grab both wrists. They can grab two-on-one. Any possible scenario you can think of being grabbed by the wrist, and some you can't even imagine, are also covered in the course. We'll talk about that. Obviously, we don't have too much time today, and probably the easiest one to show you guys today is a simple wrist grab. Now, why the wrist? Why the wrist? Well, besides pulling somebody in the direction you want, right, it's an easy way to control them. You can control if they're trying to do damage, especially if you have both wrists, right? Now, all of a sudden, they can't punch you. They can't hit you. You're controlling two-on-twos, this way or this way, either way. It's kind of demeaning, could be demoralizing. If they grab you tight to kind of let you feel their strength, you could kind of freeze. So ladies, right now we're going to address single wrist grab. One. What comes to mind?
Right.
Okay.
Now,
Good thought. Good
now
thought.
You're basing out. That's perfect. That's
I want you need to get away.
Now you need to get him to release.
In other words, how are you going to get me to release you? That was good. Now you're keeping me from pulling you. Good thought. Good thought. Listen, a little twist. Absolutely. Good thought. It involves some effort. Now, here's the problem. When I see that she starts fighting, then I start grabbing the other wrist, or I start doing other things, or I may start, now we start a fight.